All right, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Killer Media Podcast. I am Nick, and this is Tim. And today, Heart Eyes is our main review.
Valentine's Day theme
What
for all
happened?
lovers out there.
What happened?
What happened to what?
What happened?
Everything happened.
What happened?
I don't know. What do you want
What
to
you
know?
just showed me.
What?
What you just showed me.
Oh, what happened?
Come on.
If you pay, you'll know what that means.
Yeah, with our
Patreon.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Only our Bitcoin subscribers will understand that reference. Anyway.
What are we doing today? We are first going to look at funny reviews of horror movies.
Mhm.
Funny. Well, how funny are they? Yours might be funnier.
Yeah, they're goofy, not serious reviews. It was more difficult than you may think. So I kind of cheated and picked some really bad movies.
And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to review, not really review, it's going to be more of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have a score of
I do.
Of them. Okay. We're rating the Goosebumps season 1 and 2, the recent one, the TV series, and then also the Creep Tapes,
mm-hmm.
the TV show. It's on Shudder.
Yes. Season 2 confirmed.
2 confirmed. Okay.
Yes, Peach Fuzz will return.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are a fan of the original movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 good movies. And then we'll review Heart Eyes. We literally just got back from the theater.
Yeah.
20 minutes ago, more than that, but around there. So it'll be fresh.
Fresh.
Right off the press review for you.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoy that. So without further ado, let's jump in.
All right.
To the reviews. You go first.
All right. The first one I had was somebody reviewing The Exorcist, the beginning, and this one wasn't the best, but it was this. This is not horror. This is sadism.
Sadism.
It's not sad.
It makes you sad. It's sadism. That's how I read it.
I thought it was sadism.
That's like Satanism.
No, there is sadism.
That's a word.
I'm pretty sure.
For sad?
It's not sad.
What
it's
does it mean?
Sadistic, like being sadistic.
I can see that.
Sadism.
It's an Exorcist movie.
Like it wasn't that funny, but it was more of like a.
Yeah, I can see.
It wasn't like a serious review, so I put it in there.
All right, I see it. All right, I have one for Halloween Ends. This person, Stephen C, said, "Ew, too scary and profane," with like 30 exclamation points.
Well, why the hell did you go to see a horror movie?
And they gave it a half star. I don't know. Ew.
I mean, if you went into a horror movie,
yeah,
expect some gore.
Literally, too scary. Yeah, like I don't know. It really wasn't scary. So I think that was a funny one, like purposely. So.
And here's a review for M. Night Shyamalan's Ding Dong. No.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan's The Village by Mick LaSalle. He said, M. Night Shyamalan has nothing to say, but he's going to keep right on saying it until people make him stop.
That's true. His movies have a whole lot of nothing. He won't stop.
But he has very interesting movies.
He does, but they never pan out the way.
They're nice little quick watches of like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then like, it's like,
oh, okay. Yeah. He has good ideas. The execution's not that great.
If he's the sole person who works on it, is like, it's mine, don't touch it.
Yeah.
He needs to get somebody else to like.
Yeah. He's had a lot
overview it, be like, maybe this should work a little bit better. If we did this.
He's had a lot of misses. I feel bad for the misses. So, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the first one. Tomaz B, it's a long one. Tomaz B gave it 1.5 stars, and he says, "I'd like to sincerely." Whoa. Let's redo that. "I'd like to sincerely apologize to my former toy, a mole, for abandoning me as I grew up. I hope you do not come after me when I least expect it. But seriously, this movie isn't good. Acting and decisions of characters involved wasn't even close to smart. So many lives could have been saved if everybody just ran away when they had the chance. I like the twist on a popular and loved cartoon character, but I really appreciate it more if the execution was even a tiny bit better." So clearly he's making fun of the story that what's his name? Who's
Christopher?
Owner? Yeah, Christopher Robin like abandoned them, and then they come back for revenge. So he made a funny thing.
His little mole.
Yeah. So he wants to apologize for his mole for abandoning him, and hope he doesn't get killed.
Well, sorry to say, man, your mole's plotting.
Yeah, it's after you. Look out, Tomas. And he just left this review January 29th of this year. This is a fresh review, pretty much, like a week ago. Yeah.
Somebody get that man a TV show.
Yeah. He can write.
All right, my next one, it's from Alien versus Predator.
Oh.
There wasn't a name on the review, but I'm assuming this is towards Alien versus Predator, who wins versus an
Whoever
alien
wins,
versus Predator.
we lose.
Yeah. So they said who wins, not the paying customers.
False. This was a great movie. This was a solid 6 out of 10.
Little quick jab. I guess they were not enthusiastic about. I'm trying to remember how that movie. I feel like nobody wins. Pretty much.
Everybody kind of loses.
Yeah, nobody wins, nobody loses.
Yeah.
I guess that was the jab at it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I enjoy it. Stupid fun. All right. Sticking with Winnie the Pooh, we have Unknown, who gave it a 5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He goes, you know what you clicked on? Okay. Whoever gave this a 3% rating is a dick. You should look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you could ever write such a masterpiece. The character development you never saw coming. But the one and only question is, who owned the Airbnb?
Yeah. That was the biggest lingering question.
Yeah, who owned that Airbnb?
True. It's just there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows what it is.
Winnie owned it.
He did. Lauren.
Yeah, he lures.
Yeah.
He rents it out to the other wood creature.
They rave.
All right. And this review is for Ghost Ship by Tor Thorson. If there is a god, he should rain lightning bolts down on the offices of Dark Castle Entertainment.
Oof. That's harsh.
A little harsh.
That's a little harsh.
My brother liked
I
that
have
movie.
never seen that movie, but that's harsh.
My brother liked the movie. He was like all into it. Like,
which one?
Ghost Ship.
No, brother.
Oh, older.
Okay.
Younger? No.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Well, I don't know. Is it a intense movie?
It's a horror movie.
But is it like a real scary horror movie? Or
I don't know. But he just doesn't really watch movies.
All right. Yeah. Well, his opinion doesn't matter then.
No, it doesn't. Stupid. Well, no, my little brother, but my older brother, yeah, he watches movies.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Ghost Ship. Go watch it.
Ghost Ship.
Right. Sticking with Winnie the Pooh again. There were a lot of winners here. We have Veronic V, who gave it a 1. Oh, bother. And I thought I'd already seen some bad movies.
They said, oh
bother.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And I thought I'd already seen some bad movies. But how much honey do you have to have snorted to create this monstrosity of a film? This isn't even a movie. It's a bad trip with a bear as the lead, and acting was so awful, even a plush bear would do a better job. Veronique didn't get the assignment that this was not supposed to be a good movie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people it wasn't a good movie, but I wouldn't rate it like a 0.
To be a good movie.
Like with the expectation, when you're going to watch it, you shouldn't be expecting.
Yeah, you should know
the most wonderful masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah, I mean clearly what Unknown says. He knows what's up.
Yeah, that's why he's unknown.
Yeah, he wants to hide.
All right, this is somebody who was reviewing Nosferatu, the new one. They said, this is much more of a romp than I had expected.
False. Nobody has a name on this?
No, they didn't.
That's why. Gotta stay unknown. Man, that's just cruel.
Well, I think I did. I think I got it off on the same website, but I didn't put the...
It's just not his movie,
No.
I guess.
Yeah.
Not enough action for him.
I forget what they rated it, but I can't remember what the rating was. But maybe they did like it, but they just weren't expecting the romp.
Maybe. You know what I don't get? Sometimes people will give a very harsh review, but give it like 4 to 5. Like, what's going on?
Maybe they just wanted to leave a funny review, maybe.
No, but like it's like a legit harsh review.
Oh.
It was like, acting sucked, character development not really good, story was kind of mid, 4 to 5.
Misinput.
What? Yeah, like
misinput.
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 I don't know. All right, sticking with Winnie the Pooh again. We have Lloyd S. This was probably one of my favorite ones. Good kills, especially the one with Pooh crushing that whore's head on the car.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I laughed at that one. It just got dark.
It. There was another
Uh,
Winnie the Pooh.
yeah. And I have two more Winnies. And there's a lot of good ones on this one. I got more
Any
movies.
for like the second one?
No, I didn't look at that one because that one was actually better.
All right, I have two more. So this one is I was like scrolling a movie called Getaway,
Mhm.
and they said this is the worst horror movie of 2024. The money they spent working on it would have helped a lot of poor kids in Africa.
Oh, man,
The only interesting part was the plot twist, but the rest was shitty.
damn,
Yeah,
that's harsh.
I know.
Now we got to watch this movie. Maybe I don't have to. Get away. I'm assuming they're trying to get away from something.
Oh wait, it's it actually has Nick Frost, the one from Shaun of the Dead.
Ugh,
The Oath.
the oaf,
The Oath.
the big oaf.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Winnie the Pooh once again. This one's all in caps,
They mean they mean it.
and it's like typos. They went crazy. Half a star. When that fat freak showed up, I cried because it was very scary, and now I'm scared of fat freaks named Pooh. Who made this? I want to speak to the manager.
Whose name is
Pooh is not ruining my holiday. That fat freak, I unadulteratedly loathe him. All right, Oriana H.
I think they're confusing the reality of the
Yeah.
movie.
They misspelled Pooh to Poe, and because is spelled with a Y.
Because
Yeah, there's that one. And then we have we got two more from Pooh. Matilda S gave it a 5. This is the best film I've ever watched, ever. The pure genius behind the directing and the story astounded me and my besties upon viewing. I felt the urge to defy gravity. This film was so extraordinary. I truly believe that everyone should watch this film at least once so they can experience happiness in their lives. Like 8 alien emojis.
half of me thinks it's a bot, but half of me thinks it's a real person.
I think they just finished Wicked because they want to defy gravity. But it was left November 28th of 24. So yeah, probably they just watched Wicked.
And they left it on the wrong one.
Probably, maybe. Yeah, missed input. I don't know. Misclick.
Oh, it was meant for Wicked.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, this was meant for Wicked. Yeah, maybe. Then we have Carson A, another Winnie the Pooh. He said this was total dog shite.
Dog shit.
Yeah, shite, not shit. Shite.
That's worse than shit.
Yeah. Half star. Now we got some land sharks. This guy
What do you
gave
have
it
scribbled?
land shark LS, so I know what movie it is.
Oh.
I write myself some notes. All right. We have Bobby D. Beep 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 beep.
Morse code?
Maybe. Remember when they were trying to track the shark and it kept beeping and it wouldn't stop? I think that's where they took it from. So yeah, 5 out of 5.
I think it like
gave
kept going.
a bunch of beeps. Oh yeah, they probably didn't know how it worked. The RC car remote was a tracker.
They probably added that in post, like the noise. Just,
Probably.
I think it like just kept going off even when like they put it away. It wasn't even like important.
Mhm.
You guys gotta watch that movie.
Ashton B gave it a half star. Single-handedly the best editing in a movie I've ever seen. It was pretty darn good.
For a budget of $5.
Maybe free, who knows? It was really good. Watch this film. Land Shark on Amazon Prime.
I hope they make a sequel.
And my last the last one is from House Shark. Compressed Balls says they had sex with the house shark. 10 out of 10. They might have, I forgot. It's been a while since we watched it.
There was a mating season?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there? We're gonna have to do some research on that.
Yeah, research.
And that is the last movie I had. If you've ever encountered funny reviews, let us know.
I have one more.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right.
So there's that movie called Don't Move on Netflix.
Don't move.
Have you
Okay.
seen it?
No.
Okay. But
Is it kind of like Don't Breathe, but don't move?
Kind of.
Like is he blind, but super
It's a
hearing?
girl who is
Oh.
injected with the serum that eventually paralyzes her.
Oh, so she can't move.
Yeah, so like she's running out of time to be able to move,
Oh.
and for a lot of it she is paralyzed.
So why is it called Don't Move?
I don't know.
if she can move? And why would she not want to move?
Well, no, she gets paralyzed with the syringe.
Right, but it should be like, don't stop moving.
But that doesn't sell the title.
No,
Like,
but the title.
Don't Move.
I gotta watch it. I
You
guess.
gotta watch it. But
I had to be there.
it was like, I don't know what I thought of the movie, but the review said didn't finish. Maybe I should have.
Maybe
I don't
gotta
know.
see it through. Clearly, it wasn't good enough to finish.
What's the point of not finishing the movie, but then taking the time to make the review?
Yeah. Maybe you should have took that time you took to write the review to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that, stupid.
And for how short the review is, maybe
Yeah.
it took you a while to write.
This is the kind of guy who watches the movie and he had like 5 minutes left and stopped.
And claimed he didn't finish
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah.
All right. Hope you guys like those funny reviews.
Yeah.
More to come on other episodes with those.
Yeah. Or extremely harsh reviews. Great reviews. That's just kind of normal.
Hateful review. Like I
Yeah.
noticed there's like
Like,
some that are like
hateful.
hateful for no reason. Like it was just out of
Yeah.
left field.
Like I would rather die than watch this. Like hateful movies. Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
fun to read. They're kind of funny too.
They are.
But yeah. We'll switch it up. All right. We're going to jump into some Goosebumps now.
Great TV show.
It's pretty good.
Old and new.
We're going to
Well,
discuss
yeah.
seasons 1 and 2. Without further ado. How do we want to do it? Do we want to say what we thought of it first, then talk about it? Like give a score? Then talk about it?
Give the score and then do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Did you score differently?
I
for
scored
season?
each season and then as a whole.
Okay, I didn't do a whole, but I mean,
I just take the average.
Yeah.
It's math.
Yeah.
All right, season 1, 7.5 out of 10.
I did 7.
Oh, all right. I enjoyed it a bit more. Season 2, The Vanishing, 8 out of 10.
6.5.
Whoa, you didn't like season 2?
No, I didn't hate it.
No, but you didn't like it as much as season 1.
Yeah.
All right. And then as a whole, 7.75.
Yeah, I guess average would be like
7. 6.75, somewhere around there.
overall. Yeah.
So basically, I've never been on live television before. No, it's a pretty good show. You know, it's a new interpretation on the books. It's not like a direct copy of the books. They had to
Yeah.
switch some stuff up. Instead of each episode being its own story, we have one unified plot, and then each episode is like a different book in a way. They kind of chew in some stuff each episode, which I like that idea.
It's a pretty interesting idea. I know a lot of people didn't like that.
I didn't like it at first, but then I watched it as a whole, and I'm like, it kind of worked.
They thought that they were shoehorning the anthology into a story, which I can get why people don't like that. Right. But at the same time, they were trying to put something together.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I guess more people look for a major plot to follow, something they can grasp for the whole season instead of just separate episodes. And that might be what they thought.
I feel like sometimes a movie doesn't need, a movie doesn't always need a plot, but it has to depend on.
TV shows don't. A specific episode, it has to.
Yeah.
But not the whole season as a whole.
Yeah.
Kind of the creep tapes. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show, it wasn't written for us. We're out of the age group.
That's what I was thinking. But I still appreciate the whole franchise.
We like, I probably read the books when I was a wee little lad. I don't remember the books, but we watched the show, the old show.
Say cheese and die.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. I remember I had a book, Goosebumps. It was like about like a mummy pyramid, but it was a
the
goat.
Curse of the Mummy.
I forget exactly. It has something to do with like a scarab, but like it was like a turn-to page story, like build your own adventure, where you make choices.
That's cool.
And then you go to each page, and then each ending was different depending on which choices you made. I like that book.
Yeah, it's interactive.
Forget which book it was.
I think that book is called, like, the Mummy one, is The Curse of the Mummy.
Okay.
That sounds familiar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know everything about Goosebumps. But yeah, we're out of, like, the target audience. It's definitely not what the 90s was, because that was more towards kids. This one is now, like, young adult teenager.
Yeah, it has way more themes, like
It's like
Not Disney Channel, but like a little bit more.
middle school, early high school, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely towards that target audience. There's a lot of like cringy dialogue that those kids use,
Yeah.
that generation.
We got to keep up.
Yeah. So it's a little past us, but saying all that, it still kept my attention the entire season. Each episode wanted to keep me going. Like I never got bored.
Yeah.
The writing I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's decent, you know. Um, I mean the main plot of like season one is the dummy.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dummy, probably the most like popular book, I would guess.
Yeah.
Like the most known.
Yeah, most people know who Slappy is.
Right. So we kind of follow him throughout most of the season, more towards the end.
I did like that story overall.
It
I
was a
like
pretty
how
good
it all
story.
tied in with the family and like the past and the grandfather.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it was all a little bit jumbled. They kind of felt like rushed.
Yeah.
But
They kind of
I
lost
still
it.
think they did take time with each character. Each character
Yeah.
did have their own episode
Mhm.
and their own main thing. What was your favorite episode, if you can remember? If
Yeah, I
you've only
watched.
watched this like one.
Yeah, this was
through.
months ago. I can tell you my least favorite was the Haunted Mask. I think they destroyed that story. I did not like how they did that.
Yeah, definitely not good as compared to like
They
the original TV episode.
there was like uh, what do you call that? Like an Indian tribal mask kind of thing,
Yeah,
instead of like a monster mask. And she kind of turned into like an actual like animal
it's
thing.
like a goblin.
Yeah, it was like what is this? Like yeah, mask takes you over, but like it was too much astrayed from the book and like the TV show. I was like, this is weird. Um, but I think I really like the Say Cheese and Die one. I like the way that
Yeah,
the camera can just tell the future. I kind of like that storyline, and they kind of kept that one faithful.
yeah, it was one of my favorite books,
Mhm.
and well, I think Ryan Gosling was in the original Goosebumps
Yeah,
episode
yeah.
with Say Cheese and Die.
Mhm. That one had a more alien-looking camera,
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. This one was more of a traditional camera.
yeah, it was like throwback. They had like
Yeah.
the '90s aesthetic and like
Mhm.
with the main villain.
Yeah.
And speaking of the main villain, Justin Long,
Yeah.
kind of old, not really the villain, but he's possessed.
He was taking over. He's the best part of the season.
Yeah,
I mean,
his
he's just
humor
hilarious.
with horror is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Especially
He
in
just-
Tusk.
Yeah.
Definitely different,
Yeah.
but
He just plays that clueless guy who's just like he's new in town, and he's just a goof.
Yeah.
He's funny.
and
Poor
like
guy.
the guy possesses his character, and he tries to be menacing, but like you
Yeah.
think it's just Justin Long.
Yeah.
He's not menacing,
Right. He's just not.
but it's fun.
It is. Yeah. It was good. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it kept my attention. And what more can you really want
Yeah,
from a
I
TV
mean,
show? Like to grab your attention and keep it. That's pretty good.
they did a good job with the overall story throughout the whole thing with the anthology.
Yeah.
And each character, I like the episode with the guy with the kid with the dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
Thought it was pretty good. Like they tried to actually be a little bit serious in that
Right.
episode.
And then I mean, I guess there's a twist that the parents were actually like the reason that the slappy guy died. I kind of saw that coming a mile away.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, it was kind of the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Was it for younger audience that might have got them because maybe they didn't focus on that, but I picked up on it pretty easily.
Yeah.
I was like, these are definitely the parents. And
Kids
the
paying for the
kids.
parents' mistakes.
Yeah, it's a typical stuff that you see nowadays. I thought the other than like the cast of acting, it's fine. It's not like outstanding.
Yeah.
But I thought they had great chemistry.
Yeah, they all bounced off of each other.
Yeah, they had great chemistry.
You could tell.
They all were. You can tell they were friends. They all obviously tried to help each other.
They probably had a good time on set.
Yeah, with each monster thing that happened to them, they all came together to try to solve what's going on.
Yeah.
So that worked better than I think in season 2. But we'll get there.
Yeah. I think we have this similar.
Yeah. So we'll get there. Yeah, I didn't like the Haunted Mask episode, which is kind of disappointing because that's my second favorite book and story in the Goosebumps. But yeah, overall for old Goosebumps fans like us, the older age who grew up with the books, I think it's fine for them. They might be interested. For the younger audience who hasn't seen them, I think it's a great entry because they don't know anything about them. So I think it would be fine for them. Like that age,
Yeah.
if you didn't grow up with them. Um,
And I think that's an issue because a lot of people they don't like the older stuff,
right,
but like for the same reason that people grow older, so people need to relate to the newer stuff. So
right,
sometimes I don't mind if they remake stuff.
yeah,
So like this is fine.
yeah,
A lot of the times it's fine. They try to like relate to like the younger
right,
like, but they did a pretty good job.
yeah. They had like some nostalgia stuff in there, but yeah, it worked overall. It's not great, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Kept my interest. I
Not
wanted to, I
yeah,
wanted
not
to
the
finish
target.
it. I didn't drop it. I didn't. Well, maybe I should have finished it. I didn't do that. I actually finished it. Um, yeah, but it feels more like an interpretation of the books rather than a adaptation. They
Yeah.
kind of interpret it and then switched it,
Yeah.
which that's fine. Make it somewhat original. And sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
It landed for the most part. Yeah,
Yeah.
season one. Season one gets a
Thumb
thumbs
thumb
up.
thumb of approval.
Yeah. Now I enjoyed season two more,
See, I didn't enjoy it that much less than the first
and
season. I just
maybe
just a little bit less.
maybe it's because I'm biased. Because my favorite book and episode was the Stay Out of the Basement. So I love that was the whole plot, and they stayed pretty faithful. And I like the twist they put on it of having it being alien related, and having that be like chemically engineered plants in a way.
Mhm.
um, How they kind of put the spin on it. So I thought that worked well. I thought the story overall was a bit better
Yeah.
and how it connected to this, main alien threat. But it was kind of anticlimactic at the end because all it really wanted to do was just leave and not
Yeah,
really
I
hurt
did feel
anybody.
like they rushed it
I was
compared to the
like,
other story.
why? Like, it didn't want to harm anybody. It was just trying to get someone's attention to let it go free.
The dialogue didn't make sense for that though,
Yeah,
because
it,
when
it didn't. Yeah.
when the dad was like possessed, and he was like, "You'll join us. You'll know what
Yeah.
you'll know soon enough." And it's like
Right.
at the end, wait, they just wanted to leave. So
Yeah.
what was the
It
point of?
just wanted to escape and then go away.
Yeah,
Um, Oh, and also each of these seasons they all end in cliffhangers, which I like that.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if they're ever going to go back to it. Like what I'm thinking is if this show really kicks off, I think they might end all these in a cliffhanger, and maybe they all like come together into one final season.
Maybe
Maybe
depending on how
or
many seasons. I'm
right.
thinking season one was the original cast in that season.
Mhm.
Then we moved to a different cast in season two. Maybe in season three we go back and see what
Maybe
happens
right.
to Justin Long, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll come back like the same characters will
Right.
come back, but hopefully.
Yeah, we don't know what they're doing, or if they're just going to leave it open, which
Mhm.
I wouldn't. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
It's fine. I don't need to see the ending, but just the twist. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's unique.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, about the cast in this one, it's kind of hard to believe that they got through this in the end because they all kind of hate each other.
yeah,
Like, there's no real chemistry between them, and maybe that's because they're written to not like each other. It just didn't come off in the acting that at the end they truly did band together. Like, it didn't make sense.
yeah,
Like, it was kind of just hard to watch. It was like, but you're not really friends. Like, I don't. Unlike season one, where clearly they're all friends, it
hmm
was kind of like just odd. I was like, I don't know if that worked.
yeah. Everything felt rushed, like the relationships, all of
Mm,
that. Overall, that's why I kind of disliked this season more. But
mm.
I still liked. I thought the chemistry. I mean, the dad. I mean, what's his name?
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer. I think he was the best part of.
Yeah, the adults, Justin Long and David Schwimmer, they're the best parts.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause they're experienced actors,
yeah.
so they do the best.
Hate to say it, but
They
yeah,
do the best acting. At some parts, I don't know if that's just the way he was told to act, but it kind of felt kind of like he couldn't act. Like this, the way he had delivered some lines. He is kind of a goofy guy
yeah. He's
too.
a dork. He's
He's just
into botany,
Yeah, he's like
so
a carefree. Like everything that's happening to him, he like doesn't care. He's just like just his goofiness is just kind of like
well, his eye fell out, and he's
yeah.
like,
His eye
"Well,
just popped out.
what's the matter
Yeah,
there, CJ?"
right. And well, it's the one thing that I had a question on is because in the original, don't go in the stay at the basement. The plant clones him, and he's the evil dad now. But and it did kind of clone them, or it just like took them over and put them in a trance, I guess. Like because it
I would say it's
teleported.
like a clone.
Because yeah, it like kind of took control of them.
I would say it would be a clone.
because their real body was in that
Yeah,
pot, and then they kind of left behind the plant remnants, I guess.
yeah.
Um, and then I guess they weren't inherently bad, but they just, I guess they were bad because they turned into like weird alien
I mean,
monsters.
when I first saw the trailer for the season, it gave off the vibe that almost the whole season was gonna be David Schwimmer's character like
Yeah,
being
that
like
well, that's
like bad
that's the
the
book.
whole
Yeah,
season, but
yeah,
it wasn't really until
yeah. I
like
was like, when
75% through the season.
I asked myself, when are they going to clone this guy? Because that's what the plants do. They
Yeah.
clone him and take over. And I was like, all right, they're doing it to other characters, but it's supposed to happen to him. And then it does, and I'm like, all right,
Well,
I guess
yeah.
that
Well,
works.
they hinted at when they saw that their dad was in that room.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
he's a part of this.
Right.
So the yeah,
And like
but
at that point, why wouldn't you just confront your dad? You're like, he's your dad. Why don't you just ask him
yeah,
instead of just trying to take him down?
he seemed like pretty open to be able
Yeah.
to talk to, and
And they're plotting to like take him down. Well, I'm like, it's your dad. So yeah, yeah. Some of the writing was a bit over the place, but I don't know. It was kind of fun.
yeah.
Like still through and through.
I
I had
did
fun watching
like what's his name, the brother.
it.
He was pretty humorous. Like
Yeah,
he was pretty humorous. Like that was like
cringy.
the main like
Yeah. What's that phrase he always said that the sister says to not say anymore?
bust.
Yeah, bussin'.
That's definitely the new.
That's what we mean. It's
Yeah.
young teens, the lingo.
Like we know the words, but it's not something
We don't say it.
we don't say it
Authentically.
ironically.
Yeah, we say it unironically. I'm like,
Sure.
this shit's bussin'. You know,
I mean,
we
my
don't.
mom said it, so
Yeah.
that's even.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a good show. It's not bad. It's definitely worth a watch. I recommend it for any fan or
Yeah.
any new fan who wants to get into Goosebumps. You know, I would watch this one first, then maybe go to the other ones.
Well, it depends on like if you're older, like Pat, like trying to think. I don't discriminate. But I mean, if you're younger, you're probably not gonna like the older. Like it tends to happen,
because it's old, ew, but
and you're not
it's,
gonna relate to it as much
yeah,
as somebody
and
from
it's
that
it's
that time
it's
period.
cheesy, but we think it's good.
The old one was
'Cause it
cheesy.
was-
The
it
old
was-
one was cheesy too.
It was good when it came out,
Yeah,
so
Lemonade Bell. That was good.
Lemonade Mouth, that was good. Cringe now, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I gave this season 8 out of 10, as we said. I
Yep.
liked it slightly more, although it does still have issues.
Yeah.
I ended up enjoying it.
I would definitely go to season 3 when it comes out. I'll still watch it.
I'll watch it till the end. I think obviously, like we said, it's made for young adults, teenagers. I think they nailed like their target audience for it. Like they got the lingo, the cast, the dialogue. It fits with them.
I'm curious to what they like. Somebody that
Of that age,
that much younger
season.
like actually like thinks of it and like has watched it, or
Right.
if the main people who watched it was older, like
are
nostalgic.
Are these kids now going to say that's cringe? But at the same time, it's like, but you say that, ironic, unironically, you say that. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, but no, we think it's pretty good. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
If you're interested, if you have nothing else to do.
If you've ever read any of the books, watched the old TV show, give it a try.
Yeah, they're different, but sometimes in a good way. Yeah. It's our quick review of Goosebumps.
Yep.
Looking forward to season 3. Now we'll jump into the Creep Tapes.
Creep Tapes.
This is a great show.
Now, first off, I'll say I like the movies better than the TV series.
Yes, that's one of my gripes.
But Mark Duplass. I don't know.
Duplass. That's how I say it.
Mark Duplass is so good in this role.
He's so good. I think he's
and almost gives you the vibe that maybe it's not.
I think he's a real serial.
Yeah.
I think he actually does this, and these are home videos.
So for anybody who doesn't know what the Creep Tapes or the Creep movies are, the general plot is always this guy plays as somebody who pays somebody to come and film him or do something in his house. He invites them. They kind of exchange something awkward, and then slowly unhinges, and he kind of reveals himself to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
And each victim, at least in the movies, like it was way longer, but the Creep Tapes are only 25 minutes long each.
Yeah, 25, 26
so
minutes. They're pretty short.
It's an anthology series, pretty much, because Even the first two movies weren't even really.
They're all everything's separate.
They weren't even related anyways. But this guy has gone on to kill a lot of people. Given the name Creep Tape, so he's got tapes because he makes the people film themselves.
Yeah. At the end of the first movie, he like puts the tape in this whole giant library, and I'm like, oh boy, that's a lot of deaths. How have they not caught this guy yet?
Yeah, the victims aren't very smart though.
No, they're pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they have no choice.
I mean,
like,
he literally holds money in front of them.
Yeah,
like
$1,000.
$1,000 right here.
He
right
promises
now,
$1,000 to
film
him for a few hours.
Film me in Dracula.
And then,
you know, when I first started watching that episode, that was like, it was cringe.
It was.
But he does that. He does such a good job.
Yeah.
He leans so much into the role. It makes me believe. Like, I know he's not a serial killer, but it really makes you like, maybe
he can switch his attitude on a dime like that. Like, he's laughing and he's like, no, do the scene again. Like
he's
like
he plays so many different characters, and it's crazy because each character kind of has different.
He has like personality disorder.
Yeah,
like he can change personality.
He's the same person throughout the whole thing, but he switches character.
Yeah,
like
he's got
on a dime.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You get the legendary Peach Fuzz. He's scary. Yeah. So this is on Shudder, and or Amazon Prime Video, but it's a Shudder original. Patrick Bryce and Mark Duplass, they directed and wrote it.
Did what's his name also do the first and second, the movies?
Mark,
not Mark, the other guy,
Patrick. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they've been.
Yeah.
They got it down to a T.
They
know exactly what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. So I have the main cast written down here. So we have Mark Duplass. I'm just gonna call him Peach Fuzz. That's what he's like labeled as. We have Josh Rubin, who is Brad from the first episode, the victim. We have Josh Fadum, who is Jeremy, the second victim in the second episode. We have Krishan Fairchild, who is Mark's mom. We have Mike Luciano, who is Mike. We have David Nordstrom, who is Elliot. Ty LeClaire, who is Harry P's friend. We have John Craven, who's Albert, and Scott Pitts as Brant. Brant.
And as I told you earlier, Josh Rubin, directed Hard Eyes.
Oh, he's in this show. You said,
yeah, as well.
Josh Rubin.
Yeah, the piano episode when he's playing the piano.
Yeah,
that guy. That's Josh Rubin.
He directed it. Wow. It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Cool. So episode 1 is called Mike.
Yeah. Which actually is pretty basic, but I think it was my favorite episode.
Yeah, I think this was my second favorite episode.
What was your first?
The second to last when he's in the hotel room, debating with himself. I have questions on that episode. I have questions. Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to? Is it going to be too long to go through each episode separately? I mean, they're all the same. This with a different victim.
Yeah, we can just give a general. Like, I mean, they're not really long episodes. I mean, you can get a Shudder account for a free trial, watch them all, and
you can fly them
4 hours.
4 hours, yeah, you fly right by.
If you got 4 hours to spare, even not even in one day, but still.
Yeah. Well, let's go over some positive and negatives.
Yeah.
So one of my negatives is I wish they were longer episodes. I just want more. I want more time with these characters.
Yeah.
26 minutes is too quick. Maybe like 45 minutes.
Well, the thing is, does he edit these videos?
Yeah,
because they're so short.
Oh, there are cuts and no, aren't they? There's no cuts in them.
Well,
or maybe there are a little bit.
There's
of cuts.
cuts.
Yeah. Maybe he does do some, or that's just when they turn the camera off. But I don't think he edits.
Realistically, I guess they just
they
didn't care to make them long episodes.
Yeah, but that's one. Nothing against the show. It's just I want more.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not a lot of negatives because it's all the same thing. I guess you can negativize. I don't know. You put negatives on like the scenario. Like you can't really critique the acting because there's not much to it.
Yeah.
It's everybody playing in fear, which I think they all do well, or they play dumb.
I think it's the atmosphere and the tone that is set that really makes it, because you kind of believe like these are real tapes because Mark does a really good job. I mean, any of the victims, they're like, they're just they're coerced every time with any bribe, even though they try to make good decisions when they think that they are, and they're like, but money.
Yeah, the money brings him back. He's always like, I got it right here.
I mean, one of the negatives I thought, which I wouldn't have minded if, I mean, season 2 is greenlit,
Mhm.
but like they've already revealed like the mom.
Yeah,
I
the whole
kind of like, I didn't
backstory.
really care too much about it. I really,
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like, it's just another thing to add that his whole family is serial killers,
I don't think the mom is a serial killer. I think
or
she
she's just
just
in on it,
knows. Yeah,
and she kind of, yeah, maybe she just knows, because she did seem pretty upset when he killed Mike. No, sorry, what's his name?
I don't know.
Uh, Albert, I think.
Albert, yes.
Albert, because she was like, oh, I really liked him. He killed him so soon. So maybe they was always going to, but Mark doesn't like that for Peach Fuzz because he's a little mama's boy. Yeah,
We're not gonna go into
he's a
detail
little
because
mama's
it's a
boy.
little. You gotta
So
watch it for yourself.
he got a little jealous. He didn't think Albert would treat her right. But that it was an interesting episode. Maybe second least favorite. My other least favorite was, I think, the bird one. It
I
was
did
just
like the bird one.
it was fine. It was in a very different setting, and it switched everything up because usually he calls these people, but he kind of just found him
Yeah.
like out of nowhere, and he didn't offer, I don't think, any money. He was just kind of tagging along, like, oh, I need a ride wherever.
Well, he knew everything about
He
the
did.
guy. He does his research on all of his victims.
Yeah, it's like, how does he know?
He follows them.
But
He's
like,
determined.
it's creepy.
Like I didn't care.
Creepy.
Like your least favorite episode was the hotel episode.
No, that's my favorite one.
Oh, I thought that was.
No, that's my
What
favorite
was
one.
your least? The bird.
I'd say the bird one
Oh,
probably.
okay.
I mean, again, I like them all, but if I have to pick one, maybe it's that one. I mean, I love the episode, um, yeah, with the piano guy, where they're trying to solve the murder,
Yeah.
and it's him as the murderer.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. Like the story writing on the scenarios that he tries to film his movies, like, oh my god, they're perfect.
He plays it off as just a little film.
Yeah, and in the first one again, he's like, pretend like I'm a murderer chasing you, and we're gonna make this great shot, but he's
Yeah.
actually going to murder him.
He's like,
And
yeah,
the
when you
guy's
see
like,
red on the hand.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's not
wave my
there.
hand across this axe, and if you see red, then I'm actually going to kill you, and this is real. And if you don't, then this is fake. So obviously he rubs his hand, there's no blood because he used the other hand. And then he's like, oh, all right, give me the camera. And then it's covered in blood. And then he's like, wait a minute. And then he starts running away. Oh,
Yeah,
it's great. It's very, very atmospherically creepy.
it is.
Like, they did a great job. We need more.
We need more.
Yeah.
More.
More. Episode 5, my favorite one, the hotel one. He's kind of like battling with himself. At times, you think he's trying to get out of this lifestyle. That's what I guess he's saying to himself, because he's imagining Peach Fuzz as its own entity.
Yeah.
Like, you see literally a person in the mask. That's not him, but there's not no one there. Like, he's just imagining that because he's
definitely
psychotic.
imagining that.
Yeah, and then he like ties himself up because the victim's late by like hours, and then he's going all crazy, and then I guess he finally snaps back to it, and he's like, "No, I'm a serial killer, so I'm gonna keep it that way." So the victim, I think it's Brant. Brant, knocks on the door, and he's like, "I know I'm late. Can we still do this?" And Mark's like, "Yeah, come on in." And he opens the door, and he just throws an axe at him.
Which
And
is
like,
which
that's
is funny because
great.
the whole episode didn't really involve that victim, and
Yeah,
then he kills him right away.
yeah.
Into the film.
He's like, "Ah, it's late. I'm just gonna get it over with."
I wonder if he struggles. Yeah, I guess he struggles with Peach Fuzz every time.
I guess, yeah.
Before a victim. Like,
Maybe he's like too controlling. Like,
maybe he kind of doesn't want to kill people, but
Peach Fuzz is
yeah,
his bad side.
yeah,
He's the devil on the shoulder saying, "No, do it,
yeah.
do it." But that episode was creepy, like the growling and stuff. Like, kind of gets to you. It's creepy. Peach Fuzz, it's a scary mask. Like, it's a wolf mask, wolfy.
Yeah.
But it's pretty scary. It's creepy. But no, this is a fantastic show. I gave every episode like a 10 out of 10. I gave the bird one an 8 out of 10. Like,
Yeah, they were all.
it's hard to find negatives because they're all so different, but it's the same thing.
I wish maybe they waited till season 2. I thought maybe it'd be more victims, and then season 2.
For the mom thing.
Yeah, and like
Maybe because they didn't know. And they were like, let's just give it to them so they have some. Maybe.
I could see why. Because what, like 1, 2, how many episodes were there?
6.
6.
And it's a short, it's 6
Yeah,
episodes.
they're pretty short. So
But yeah, I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline that said Peach Fuzz will return in season 2. So I guess that means it's happening.
all right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, excited for that.
Great show.
Definitely should watch that
Give
one.
it a watch. If you've seen it, let us know what you think about it.
Yeah.
What are your positives? What are your negatives? Let us know.
Yeah.
Fill us in.
Let us know how your week is doing in the comments below.
Yeah, how's your week treating you? You excited for this Valentine's Day? Well, Valentine's already passed, but that's fine. How was your Valentine's Day? We'll put it that way.
Sometimes they didn't pass.
When this episode goes live.
Oh yeah, when this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta think in the future.
Fuck you, future Tim.
Whoa. That's just harsh. You're so mean to me. Alright. How do I work this?
Work it, do it better.
I don't see it. Oh, is it in that one?
Oh yeah, it's in the same one. It was like
Fudge.
down below.
I lost it.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Hard Eyes. Gotcha. All right, let's jump into Hard Eyes.
Yeah, this is gonna be fresh in our minds.
Raw. He wrote 10 minutes of notes after the movie.
Yeah.
So
not a full thing.
It's not, we didn't spend days on this coming up with stuff. It's fresh off the stuff. So we got we'll go over some characters as we always do first.
Yep.
We have Allie, who is Olivia Holt, who plays Allie.
Yep.
Mason Gooding, who plays Jay.
From Scream 5 and 6.
The one who got stabbed a million times but is somehow alive.
Yeah.
If he can survive, Stu can survive.
And is also reprising, I guess, the same character again in Scream 7.
Yeah. He's back. Yeah. Yeah. We have Detective Shaw and Detective Hobbs. Hobbs and Shaw. That was a funny joke.
Yeah.
It
was really the main thing, because there was a friend of Allie's, but she didn't have.
She got kind of sidelined.
Yeah.
In the beginning, she had like a prominent role she's the wing woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
The wingman, wing woman. And then she kind of just goes away for like the whole movie, then comes back at the end.
Yeah.
So, she's supporting character.
Yeah.
We have like her boss, but this characters that don't matter.
Like, she doesn't interact with the killer at all, pretty much. It was just Jay and Allie the whole night, and then both of the detectives.
Yeah. There will be spoilers.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
Yeah, I would watch it. I mean, the reveal's not too big.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's not like an exciting reveal.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it coming, to be honest.
I didn't either.
Still.
But I don't think anybody would have, because they did it.
It's kind of an interesting reveal, but it's also lackluster because it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Overall, I think the characters were written great. This is a horror comedy and a rom-com. So it's a romance horror, which I think they nailed it. Like, they made rom-coms, they made romantic movies enjoyable for, let's say, the majority of men who wouldn't be interested in that, because they switch it up and they cut back to the killing and the gore. It kind of keeps our interest that way.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job there. It was very funny.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, whenever they were funny, like the rom-com parts, because it was humorous, but I was kind of like, get back to the other part. But like, it was still fun. Like, if like some parts were like a little too long with that, but like I didn't care for it. But
yeah, I thought
overall
they
split it well. Still did well with that one.
They split it well, because I don't know, some people, I guess they get sucked into that. So for them, it would be great because it's the best of both worlds. But if you're all about horror and all about gore, it may not be the perfect movie for you.
It's a heartfelt story.
It is, yeah.
In a slasher setting.
It has the traditional, oh my god, he's going on the plane, go chase him down,
Oh yeah.
It's got typical love story.
Usually it would be the man going towards the woman if she's going off on her bus or airport. But no, this time at the end
they switched the roles.
It was Allie. Because I mean, for the whole movie, Jay's the hopeless romantic.
Yes. Allie's the one who's been burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't want to do this. It's just going to happen to me again. So she's staying away.
And that's kind of what causes the whole thing, because it's a Valentines killer who kills couples.
Yes.
And he targets Allie and Jay because they both kiss because she was trying to impress her ex.
Right.
So she gets targeted. And I mean, it actually moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast-paced movie, and it's an hour and 25 minutes, I think.
So I noticed pretty quickly.
It's short.
The opening scene was fun.
I really like the opening scene,
and it moved quickly. So like pacing wasn't like too bad.
No, I thought the pacing was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't have any issues with it. Yeah, I thought the chemistry between the characters was really good.
It was.
Like you could feel the connection that they didn't want, but it was there.
Yeah.
You know, like
You knew the first,
yeah,
they're literally where they locked eyes and banged
yeah,
heads.
twice.
They, you could tell, like,
There was something there.
her eyes were like, I guess maybe that's part of the movie. Hard
Yeah,
eyes.
it was love at first sight.
And the killer uses Cupid's arrows.
Yeah, I thought the killer was pretty badass.
It's kind of a
It's
clever.
kind of cool.
It's kind of a clever Valentine's slasher movie.
It is, and we don't get a lot of them. And I thought it worked pretty well.
There's My Bloody Valentine, right?
Yeah,
Did you see it?
that's an old one, and then they remade it.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see the remake, but the original's pretty good. It's an '80s, typical '80s horror movie. It was good. It's like in the mines. He's a miner.
49er.
Yeah, the miner 49er. Yeah, chemistry was really good. You can really feel that the actors, I think, portrayed it really well. Like you believed it, you know.
Yeah. I thought the
Um,
acting was pretty good.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
Now you have down here that it was cheesy, in a way.
In a good way.
No, but like in a way, I wouldn't say. I guess yeah, cheesy is the right word, but it's not bad cheesy. It's purposely and written well to
Yeah.
not be like, oh, that was dumb. It was good, but you get the
Yeah.
comedic vibes.
I meant that
from
in a good way.
Yeah, I know. It's the good comedy. It's
'Cause-
not like I'm trying to think of an example of a bad cheesy comedy of like this is a dumb scene.
You're talking about horror comedy or
Just anything that comes off cheesy in a bad way. And there's a lot of stuff.
a lot of rom-coms do.
Yeah.
So like that's why they did it so well, because they knew exactly.
They knew what they were doing.
Well, Josh Rubin directed it.
Yeah.
And he was in that. And if anyone's ever watched any College Humor YouTube videos,
Mhm.
a lot of older ones, he was in them. So if you've ever recognized him, that's where he's from.
Mhm.
He was comedy was definitely his thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very funny. The jokes land. The majority of them.
There was a lot of laughter.
Yeah, there was a lot. There wasn't a lot of people in the theater, but they did laugh.
There was,
They
that
did
was
that.
a
There was
nice
like-
car scene.
Yeah, we'll get into that scene. That scene was pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, this is not a parody movie, but there are parody elements. Like
Yeah,
the
I think
characters, they're comedic of a serious romantic movie. It's rom-com is a comedy, but this one is it's a rom-com. I don't
Yeah.
know the genres. I don't watch those movies. So.
Like it was, the genre would be horror comedy, but I still think that they were serious with the rom-com aspects, but
Yeah.
they made it cheesy and
Right.
written in a well thought out way that it didn't really come off as cringe.
Right. Yeah, it fit
made
within
sense.
The world. Yeah, it made sense, and it was the comedic relief that made it work. It was like, all right, that makes sense because this is the payoff to that serious scene. We need comedy.
Yeah.
So that worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the basis of the story basically is, which I thought they would have went more with it, but the main plot is they're just trying to survive this killer. And again, it's not a big, oh my god, who is it? Like they don't really focus on that.
Yeah.
It's take Scream and make it a rom-com. Elements from Scream. So there's not a group of people and it's not one of them. They didn't make you think it was that. I thought it was the main guy.
Yeah, you really thought it was him?
They kind of hinted at it a few times too. He kind of seemed off at some parts. Not just because when he was caught with the mask,
Yeah.
but just the way they filmed him and like some of the scenes, it was a little bit off.
I never got that
way.
impression. I kind of was like, I never thought it was going to be. Which I don't want to spoil the reveal yet. Well, we will.
I still thought even at the end it was going to be him. Like, haha, actually, I'm the fourth one.
Oh, and
I still
you got
thought-
the call.
Yeah, I still thought it was going to be somewhat of a twist. I was waiting for it.
I was like, as soon as, should we reveal it now?
Yeah, it doesn't
Because
matter.
yeah, I guess so. It's kind of
It was kind of weird.
there's 3 killers.
There's 3 of them, and the reveal was very Scream-like.
Yeah.
Scream 6. It was very like, oh, here I am. And it was they did it in a very Scream way, and it
Yeah.
was it worked. It was a little weird, but
That would be the least favorite aspect of it. That just didn't land as well as everything else.
reveal scenes never work out.
It's kind of hard to do reveal
It is.
scenes without coming off of like. I mean, the first Scream did it so well.
Right.
It's kind of hard to live up
Yeah.
to that. So
Because everybody has their own imagination of who it is, and when it's not them, they hate it.
Yeah.
Because they get sucked into it. Oh, it's definitely him, and it's like, what? Now is it not him?
But the reason why it's cheesy, well, not I said cheesy so much now.
Yeah.
Everything's cheesy.
Yeah.
I guess and this was kind of cheesy because one of the killers
Mhm.
turns out to be an IT guy
Yeah. It was
that had
like
less than a minute
Yeah.
of screen time before being revealed as the killer.
Yeah. So that was like very out of left field.
It was actually kind of like Scream 3,
Yeah.
where it's half brother,
Yeah.
and he's not even in the movie.
Right.
So he literally just makes a passing comment to Allie
Yeah.
in the police station, and is like, "I met you on Bumble before,"
Yeah. He's trying to shoot a shot.
and she's like, "No, I'm not on those apps."
I wonder if she said yes.
And then he tries asking her out, and then
Yeah.
she's like, I just there's so much trauma going on.
Yeah. Like I almost died.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? Yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
And that's all you see.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's revealed as one of the killers.
I wonder if she said yes. What would have happened?
Yeah. He would have been
Michael
like,
Hunter.
he probably would have been like, I didn't think that was good.
Yeah. But even the reveal, it was funny. Like he was like, "It's me. Remember me?
Yeah.
The IT guy?
Yeah. So
Bumble." Like
I guess
they
maybe
did it in a funny way. Maybe because to pay off that joke.
Yeah, I guess maybe the
Oh.
joke was that he was
He's
literally
not
in just
known.
like
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah. I think it was planned. Now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bump it up. Like, it's not gonna matter too much.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, back to the main plot. Other than escaping from this killer, Allie is trying to save her job in a way. They're advertising for jewelry, and she had like a bad pitch, so they hire Jay, that's his name,
Who's a freelancer.
right? And he's like really good at his job. He's kind of seen as the perfect human. Everybody in this movie is just head over heels for him. Like everybody, whenever he's on screen, they're just kind of like in a trance. So that was funny. But they hire him to not take her job, but work with her, and that's kind of how they meet and stuff.
And then they were just gonna fire her anyways.
Yeah, they were.
She knew she was gonna get fired.
Yeah. And I was like, it didn't really matter if you nailed the pitch or not, because it would have just been, hey, look what he did, and they would have been like, all right, go away.
Yeah.
But then that's like a subplot, I guess. That kind of gets forgotten until the end, when it's like, oh, they made a great pitch, and they're doing great. So yeah, it's a simple story.
It is.
It's just survive the killer and start the relationship, basically. Like,
I mean, the whole plot was mostly about Allie trying to not be so hung up on her ex and like the bad blood between like all Jay's the hopeless romantic, she's the complete opposite.
Mhm.
And I think every time she looked at him, she wanted to like she just wanted right away to just like be in that relationship, but then the whole time she's just negative about it.
She's telling herself to not do it because she doesn't want to have the same thing happen to her.
Which she says that she's always running away.
Right.
And then that's the main driver of actually, because we only revealed one killer, which was the IT guy.
There's 2 more.
So
one of them doesn't matter.
Towards the end, they kill the third guy, but you think that that's the only guy.
Yeah. Well, when they took off his mask, I literally said in my mind, "Who the fuck is that?"
And then they see his face.
And then I was like, "Who is that? Is this trying to pay something off? Am I missing something?" And then the guy literally goes, "The fuck is that?" So I was like, "All right, so we're not supposed to know. It's just a nobody."
Yeah.
So I was like, "All right."
I
guess there's no.
I actually thought that was going to be the ending.
That's what I thought, and I was like, "All right, no, an unknown killer. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
They don't need to have a backstory." But then, oh no, we get more.
There's
Which again,
more.
Good.
That's 2 out of the 3 killers.
Yes. Then the third one is revealed to be the coppa, the detective.
Detective Shaw.
Who killed Hobbs.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
You said it's probably the cop. Like you had an idea.
So, Detective Shaw is a woman, and Detective Schaub is a guy. Schaub. I just mixed them. I mixed them. But yeah, Hobb, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird relationship because they seem like they've known each other forever.
Yeah, it's like, but she travels a lot. Do they travel together, or do they like bounce between different police departments? Well, they're detectives. They're kind of on their own, I guess.
I have no clue.
But yeah, they don't explain that.
That's the only odd part. I feel like
They don't explain how that makes sense to the rest of her life
yeah,
because they've
like
been doing this for years.
she criticized Jay. She's like, "Oh, you were in Boston. You were in this in
Right.
Philadelphia."
You work
And he's like,
too.
"You're a freelance." I mean, he's like, "I'm a freelancer."
Yeah.
But she was. I mean, she was
Yeah.
the killer, one of the killers. So
Right.
it didn't matter that she was pointing it out. She knows
Right.
exactly. But that out of everything, even trying to be like a parody,
Mhm.
it kind of like that was like the least like believable to be the killer. I was
Yeah.
like,
They didn't. They didn't make it seem like she was at any point.
yeah,
And typically they throw some hints in there, but they didn't do that at all for any of the killers. So it was kind of like, oh, really? It was them. But when you go back, it's like, well, I wish I could have put that together myself,
yeah.
and not just blind guessing. There's not a lot of characters, so your guesses could be pretty good. But
There was literally no hints for the IT guy.
yeah, he was in it for 2 seconds.
The only thing I could think of the passing comment of being like, I've seen you before,
Right.
like reading into like if you're reading into every single dialogue to every character that you
Right.
meet, you'll might catch it and be like, he's suspicious.
Yeah.
But he doesn't show up until the reveal after that.
Right.
So it came off maybe purposely, but
Right.
still.
Yeah.
It was like the least impactful of everything.
Right.
And then Detective Shaw was still, I feel like even more. She had more screen time, and I still think it was less believable.
Yeah.
That she could have been one of the killers.
Right. And like again, how? Because the detectives were always together, and the other detective Hobbs, he's kind of an idiot, but you would think he'd be like, but where were you when this happened?
Well, the other two
Well, they had
killers
the
would do
other
the
two.
killers,
Yeah, that's true.
but still, it's just
I guess after hours, she was in the costume.
yeah.
And then also when they did the whole house scene, both killers were there. Maybe all three of them. How'd they never run into each other by accident? Because she was like, "Oh, I almost got you." When she stabbed through the door, she was the one in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the IT guy said, like, I shot the driver who was outside. So they were all there, like, at the same
I
time.
think it was only two of them there.
Okay.
I think the one at the drive-through
That's
was
what he showed.
his name was Eli.
Yeah.
They said he was the fan
Right.
guy that
He
was
was
killed.
a
He said it was a
fan.
fan.
Yeah. He was like, I want to join you.
So I think maybe they kind of like
They didn't care about him.
yeah they didn't. They said that they were a throuple.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, this whole movie's like couple centric. Like
Yeah.
even the killers are couples.
And you would have thought the killer was because they got dumped and they're just pissed off.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a kink.
Which she said earlier, the detective. She's like, everybody has a kink.
Yeah.
So
I guess there are some hints that
played
pay off
out.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just they get off by killing people.
Pretty much.
And it's like, all right, cool, and unique. It's new. It's fresh.
Yeah.
I think it works. Another positive I have for this film is the kills and the effects were really good.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to be good. Like when they squeezed the one girl's head blew up, I was expecting like some weird graphics, but no, it was actually pretty good. Like it was for a split second, and then it went just covered the screen in like blood.
Maybe they used a real prosthetic.
I think they did, especially when they cut Shaw's head off.
Oh yeah, towards the end.
That was definitely like a dummy. But no, the kills were pretty good. They're pretty gruesome. It was very bloody, like bloodier than I thought it was going to be.
And Allie didn't throw up at the end.
No, she did throw up once.
She's gonna go back to med school.
Yeah, finish her med school degree.
Yeah, she made it a point that she couldn't do blood.
Yeah, and then she pukes when she got blood in her mouth.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
But yeah, I think
anybody would. Yeah,
but that was her shtick.
Right. A nitpick here. When she was taking the glass out of Jay's hand, it was dark as hell in that room. There's no way she saw that piece of glass. Like, usually you got to go under some light and see. It was completely dark in there. I was like, nitpick.
And then her eyes.
Yeah. Cool of the night vision.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
They're not just for gimmicks.
Yeah, no.
To look just like cards.
It's for use. You can see in the dark.
How do you think they got them? I mean, she's a cop, so.
Got what?
The
lights?
Like the light eyes, like infrared.
They're crafty. I don't know. Yeah, she's a cop. She has.
Oh wait,
she's got the ins.
He's in IT,
and he is in IT. They built it. Do they all have it, or just him?
Right,
He's the one that had it that they showed.
Yeah.
The more I talk about it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
I wasn't gonna rate it really low, but the more I talk about it, the more I'm probably gonna
I
rate it than what I
expected this
usually would.
movie. This was on like the least anticipated for I think both of us.
At first, yeah.
Like, and then I was expecting nothing from this. I was like, when we first talked about it like a month ago, we were like, oh, there's this movie called Hard Eyes coming out, and I thought it was gonna be like some of that like Winnie the Pooh level stuff, like a parody. And I was like, this looks dumb. But then the trailers came out, the reviews came out, and I was like, actually, there's some substance here, and it blew me away. I was like, whoa.
The trailer didn't excite me, but when I knew it was gonna be a horror comedy, and then I saw the trailer again, and I was like, I mean, I always like the comedy,
Yeah.
and when I know it's gonna be a comedy, and I know that they're trying to parody,
Right.
I could kind of ease my expectations.
Mhm.
So if it was a serious movie,
Yeah.
rightfully serious, like
Yeah. No.
that would
Like
definitely would not.
it was advertised as a comedy, so it works.
Yeah.
If this wasn't, it would have came off as bad cheesy.
Yeah.
But because that was what they were going for, it works. So yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's about everything.
Yeah.
Any other key moments? I'm trying to think.
The van scene.
Yeah, they're trying to have a serious conversation, Jay and Allie, of like to survive and not make noise, and this couple, like these hippie people in the back, are getting it on, and
And
they're like being loud.
you would think that kind of humor wouldn't be so good. It would just be like fart jokes,
Right,
but
but
like the
it
humor in
really
this was
works.
pretty good. They're trying to have a serious conversation together
Mhm.
because they're hiding from the killer in a
Like a van,
van at a theater,
a drive-in
a
theater.
drive-in theater, and they find a couple that's having sex in their van,
Uh-huh.
and the couple doesn't even care. They're letting them
Yeah.
chill in there while they're going at it, and they're trying to have a conversation, and
You just hear them. And I think it's because you barely hear them,
yeah,
but you do, and it's like barely. It's like
well, it makes sense because they're having the conversation, and Jay would be like saying something,
uh-huh.
and then in the background you
Yeah,
hear
it adds on to it. Like
no,
they're answering.
they say we're like answering kind of what like
Yeah,
say do more like it's
yeah,
like
yeah. It was funny. It was funny.
yeah. Yeah.
And there were a lot of
I
there
couldn't-
there were a lot of like hidden sexual jokes. Um, yeah, hidden throughout.
I mean,
They had some adult themes.
I've got stabbed in the
Yeah,
dick.
and then sliced down.
Ah,
Yeah,
it's always the worst.
it is the worst. Yeah, it's a good movie. I'd go see it.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
We 100% recommend it.
It's a good time. It's a popcorn movie. Just chill and watch a movie. Eat some popcorn. It's one of those you don't gotta lock in.
Unless, I mean, there's a lot of gore in the movie
There is.
for sure.
There's a lot.
So if you can't handle food and gore, don't eat while you're doing it.
Yeah. But no, popcorn movie in a way is just it's a movie that you just watch.
Okay, not literal. Okay.
No, it's that I guess that's what they call it, a popcorn movie. You turn your brain off.
Okay.
Just enjoy some laughs. It's not a movie you have to like get in the mindset of just you can throw this on whenever. It's one of those movies. It's not like Dune, Lord of the Rings. You have to be in the mood to watch those.
Lord of the Rings sucks. No, okay.
You've never seen it. It's not an
You
epic.
show me like 2 minutes of it.
Yeah. You're this guy. I didn't watch it. Maybe I should have.
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
It's just so long.
3.5 hours. It's worth it.
I have to like. Eventually, I'll do it. Like,
You gotta watch them
it's
all
just-
back to back. in one
I'm
sitting.
not in the mood to want to get into it,
Oh, you got it. It's so.
so
good.
I'm just.
The world building is. You thought Dune was good. You don't know good.
It's the best movie in the world. No,
You don't know good. So we'll give a review. Our score.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
8.
8 out of 10. Yeah, you
Oh.
went up for you, didn't it?
It did. I did it at 7.5,
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
which wasn't bad at all. But
No. And it's weird. I always get like, oh, I scored this an 8, but maybe I scored something else as like a 6. And it's like, oh, you like this more than that? It's like,
Yeah,
no, it's
I've
a
always
different
thought about
genre. It's different. Like I gave like Halloween a 10. Like this is an 8. Like it's nowhere near Halloween, but it's a different genre, so they have different rankings.
it all depends on how they use the characters.
Yeah, it's
because it could be two slashers, but the characters are used differently. The plot makes sense differently.
Yeah.
It all depends. There's a lot of nuances to different, to little bit differences in
Yeah.
even in the same genre.
Yeah. You can't take it by just the score.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for that.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
This Valentine's Day special.
Yeah. When you're watching it, it'd be a little bit past Valentine's Day, but it'll be that Sunday.
Yeah. So it's fine. It's close enough. It's still related. 2 days. It's fine. So, as always, we hope you enjoyed. We hope you'll stick around, subscribe, like, hit the bell so you know when we upload. We upload every Sunday, but stay tuned to our other socials where we post clips of these videos. We do daily trivia on Instagram. So yeah, stick around. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, obviously YouTube.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody who's been watching. Leave in the comments if you are reoccurring audiences, just so we know that. I mean, leave a comment. We want to be able to interact.
Yeah. We're at, I think, 30 subscribers now. Once we hit 50,
Yep.
we'll do a small giveaway.
Yep.
So subscribe for that.
Yeah.
It'll be one of the subscribers. Once we hit 50, we'll explain how to win and do all that. So stay tuned for that. Something to look forward to. And a lot of fun in the future. That's coming on ahead.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies coming out.
Yep.
A lot of good content. So stick around.
See ya.
See you next time.